So today is National Day of Listening. Um, so because the thing is, the ability to listen is a skill that most people don't have, and most of us would want to be listened to or be heard in some way, because sometimes you might feel that you are not being listened to or you're not being heard the way that you would want to be heard or listened to. So today is that day that specifically is saved for National Listening Day. So if you guys have anything in the chat that you want to add, you want to say, random things, then you can always say that. Say it. I mean, you also gotta keep it, respectable and just express yourself. First of all, there's no barrier or things that you shouldn't should speak about as long as it's not disrespectful to in general, but you should still be able to speak your mind today, or every day, to be honest. So today is National Listening Day, and like in that way. Anyways, let me see. So to get away from the chaos of the world, just to relax and be heard, um, it is very much an unofficial day to practice listening. Are you guys good listeners? Are you guys the good listeners? Because it also, when you're a good listener, it encourage us to make time to record our family and local community stories. You're a good listener. Okay, that's good. Since good listeners fight off depression, because that's the reason why all of the time we wanna feel listen. Hello, to fight off depression. Most people like to be. What do you guys think? Most people like to talk, or most people like to listen? Which one is it? Most people like to talk, or most people like to listen? Which one? Um, so listening a lot of the time, it helps. Most people like to talk. Yes, okay. And okay. It helps, to fight off depression and also give people like a way to express themselves, and also to gain more familiarity with the other person and to understand different background. Listening is very highly recommended. We will listen. All right. Um, so let's see. So today is National Listening Day. I don't know if anything that you guys wanna just chat or just express yourself. We've had a lot of people that came here earlier who are just talking, just express yourself. It doesn't have to be anything in general. It doesn't have to be anything specific. And you know, it's today's that day. Um, yeah. Thank you. Okay, so let me see what else about this day. How can I conduct my own interview to conduct it? Well, I don't think. Okay, is listening, what do you guys think about this? Is listening boring? There are so many topics to choose from, and everyone has one they are very interested in. It's a matter of choosing something you are passionate about. But if you don't want to listen, you can always be the one to talk and have someone listen. No, it is not. No, listening is not boring. And listening is a skill as well, because most people are here or just list or hear so they can respond, then rather hear and then be able to to connect the conversation. They just wanna, most like all of the time, have you ever felt like when you're talking to someone and the conversation is going like this, like that, like this, like that, it's like sparring, but then you don't really get to feel that you have been listened to, or it doesn't, you don't really get the feeling that okay, you've been heard. The person just telling you, you said that part, something that you want to focus on, but the person said that part about them as well. It's like fighting for attention, or in terms of fighting to be listened to, and at the end of the, either one of you don't feel listened to, because either one of you were just like pouring out, but nobody was actually settled in to actually respond to what you said. It's not bad. Listening air can help order themselves. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's not boring. Having us listening ear can help others and self. Why? I don't know. Dive. What do you mean? I mean, you do that, bro. You the one that's doing that. So I think that's enough. And you are elite at it, bro. The listening to response, not to understand. Yeah. Or not to even have a dialogue. Listening to respond. Listening to just say, I can say this too. A lot of the time it's like it can feels like you too when you're yeah. That's for you. That's for you, bro. What are the three A's? Okay. There's active listening. There's hearing, there's listening, there's active listening. So what are the three A's of active listening? So first A of active listening is attention. To be, to give people your attention, or the person that you are, that you are talking to, or that you are listening to, rather, to give them your full attention. If you say, although sometimes we can multitask, but there's a difference between multitask in the short term and multitask in the long term. If somebody is talking to me and then I'm saying I'm listening and I have my phone in front of me, I'm just talking, I'm just typing, I'm just typing at the same time I'm saying I'm listening. There's a short moment of time that I can be doing the multitasking, but after a long period of time, over a minute, then my attention gets divided. So my attention is gonna be divided. So my attention is not gonna be 100% with the person who's communicated. But there can be a moment you send a quick text, or you are distracted in a quick moment. But in a long term, more than 1 minute, your attention is gonna be divided, or your attention is gonna be prioritized on something else, or the closest thing to you, which is gonna be your phone. So, and the second A of active listening, this was more passive listening. It's more because passive listening, as you guys can imagine, there's something in between the person who's actually talking. So it's more passively listening, not attentively listening. So adjustment is the other one. Adjustment, and there's also attitude, because have you ever been talking to someone and then they are listening to you, but they're like, they are so bothered because they have to listen to you. I don't know if you guys ever been through that. And it's like, the attitude is not really trying to listen to you. They're like, they are so bothered. It's just like, it's not, the attitude doesn't really give you the feeling that they want to listen, or they want to be part of, to hear you. And so listening is a conscious action. I'm gone. All right, take care, man. It's a conscious action that depends on these three fundamental skills collectively knowing. So listening is a conscious action. Yeah, I know someone actually. You know someone who actually like this. You talking, when you are talking to them, they want you to be fully there. They want you to give them their full attention. But when you are talking to them, when it's your turn, they're like, yeah, they are always fidgety, or just like, But there's a difference too, because sometimes there are some people who always force people to listen to you. Have you ever dealt with someone like that? They want to force you to listen, meaning that they want to bring a topic, they want to bring something that you don't want to talk about, or probably it's not the right time that you want to talk about it, or you're not in the mood, because that's also the thing. But then you have to listen. And how do you guys feel about that when you are dealing with someone that makes you feel that you have to listen to them, or else if you don't listen to them, then it's gonna be like, oh, you're not with me, you're not my friend, or you're not they try to label you in such a negative way. Yes, I know someone actually. Okay. Yes, us to it by now. Yep, us to it. I don't understand what you mean by that. Us to it by now. You want let me see. It's whatever at this point. I just stopped talking to them. Yeah. It's when they don't like what you're telling, they are not interested in the subject. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the time. Okay. You get a headache from all of the talking. Yeah, that could be a situation. That's a real, he's not a listener. Yeah. I understand. I understand. Who is not a listener? Okay. So I know. Yeah, you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys are forcing it at this point. I'm used to it by now, growing up, like talk to myself, then who doesn't want to listen? Yeah, but again, there's a difference. No, I'm not. There's a difference between, expecting or making someone have to listen to you, or you think that someone should listen to you. There's a different things between expectations than having a conversation. Um, yeah, so it's different. So how to be okay, I think that's it for listening because this was today's listening day, so this was like a small passage of people just saying, okay, 5 amazing facts about listening. We learn more by listening. 98 80 85% of what we learn is by listening, not by talking or reading. Would you guys say that true? Is it 85%? 80, is it 85%? Because I mean, do you learn more by listening than reading? That's what they are saying. Okay, so listening helps us build mature mutual trust. Um, it can actually. Let me see. Okay, empathic listeners help us build stronger, long-lasting relationship. Mm, does it though? Does it? Okay, so listening, yeah, it can make listening can make you feel closer to someone, but does it really? I mean, it can. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's gonna be a long relationship, then you have to listen to the person that you are in a relationship with. I think that's like, um, or if it's gonna be a long relationship, you have to listen somehow. Um, so listening reduce anxiety. Would you guys say that's true? Listening helps to relieve anxiety and generally improve the quality of life. Mm. Would you guys agree to that? So we listen to 450 words per minute. We listen between 250 to per minute, to 250 to 450 words per minute. Yeah, from the ringing bell, then turn off your bell. Then wait. So you said, bro, I got anxiety attack from the ringing bell. Which ringing bell? You mean the church bell or from your house bell? Which one? I want to eat electric. You want to eat the electric eel, bro? Which one? Which one? Your the church bells or the bell at your home? Yes, because when someone don't listen, it can make you feel some kind of way. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, when someone do not listen, they can make you feel. I know. Um, Mayor. Okay. Yeah, but what do you mean? I got. It seems like it. It seems like it. So, okay. It says here, women listen more than men. Research shows that men use only half their brain to listen, while women listen better. Is that really true though? Because how can it be that women listen more than men, but also at the end they say women speak more words than men? How can two of this thing can be true? They say women speak more words than men, but they listen more than men. I mean, maybe to the girlfriends, yeah, but you can't only listen. But you can't not only listen only without react. I can. I want to work with the things I hear. Okay, because we all tell them to shut up, and then they call their girlfriends. Oh, because they call their girlfriends. I mean, we speak more, yes, but we listen better. What is listening better? I mean, like, what is listening better means? Listening better in what way? Oh, like keep like basically keep your mouth shut and then say anything. Okay then. And all other women shutting up. That's what you mean. You guys are good at shutting up, but you also are good at speaking up. Okay. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Um. So okay. So why National Day of Listening is important? We get better perspective. We learn more from listening, and who is in a better position to tell us about our history than those aged and who those advanced and aged. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Ah, okay, okay. I see what they were saying here. So listen, we get better with listening because people who are advanced in age, like the elderly or elder people, have knowledge, some sort of knowledge to give or to share. Hi, Dominic. So that's why you can learn from them. Hi, Luz. Um, yeah, Anna, you cannot say anything that doesn't mean you are really listening. Oh, that's another thing. Exactly. I can pretend that I'm listening. I can be like, you talking, and I'm like, or I'm like, no, just hi, hi, hi. And I'm like, but am I really listening? My mind might be elsewhere. I might be thinking about so many things. Does that mean I'm listening? Does that mean I'm actually listening because I'm not saying anything? Does then you, bro, chill out, bro. Look, okay. Mayor, you have to chill with with these words. Okay. Bro, last time, just chill with these words, man. Yeah. Fair normal. Okay. I can notice when someone is not really listening. How can you notice them? How can you notice? How can you notice what somebody is thinking? No? How can you notice that somebody is not there with you? That's the question here. So, okay. So yeah. So listening is healthy. Okay. Just listening with emotion leaves our heart in a better condition. It is also known to reduce anxiety and depression. Oh, okay. Listening. I mean, listening. So what if you're listening to the wrong thing? What if when you are listening to someone just decompressing on you and they are, basically putting their decompressing on you for instance. All right, take care next time, bro. And doesn't that sometimes, it just, let's say for example, there's have you guys ever heard that when it comes to people who work in the mental or let's say psychiatrists, psychologists, all of these people, a lot of the time they listening, their job, also for me sometimes, their job has to do with a lot of listening. And sometimes the more they keep listening to people's stuff, that can make them, become also anxious or take on the problems of the people, I mean their clients, and also that can cause them troublesome in their minds as well. So because not all listening, this is listening, or listening is healthy, but not all listening is actually healthy, because you can be listening to someone just constantly, talking down on you, constantly, criticizing you, or constantly trying to bring up a conversation that is, yeah, that is inflammatory, or conversation that you don't want to talk about, always want to talk about the things that you don't want to talk about. Isn't that gonna cause you to feel more anxious to talk to the person? Isn't that gonna make you feel more depressed when you have to sit, you have to sit and listen to the person, but you don't want to listen to it, or you don't want to be part of the conversation? So if they're saying that listening is healthy, not all listenings are the same. So it depends. I would say listening is healthy. It depends what conversation you're talking. It depends what the topic of the conversation, because some things can be positive, or some things that you want to get involved in, but other things you might not want to be involved in listening. So that's I don't know. I just do. I guess years of practice from my mom. Okay, well, all right. If you say it works, then it works for you. Let's see. So kids love answers. Kids have a ton of questions. True. On a National Day of Listening, we make time to satisfy their endless questioning. That's another thing, though. Kids have so much questions. After all, sometimes it can be so. I mean, that's their mind. They're just trying to learn the world. But after a while, they can get. Don't they get like annoyed? Annoying? Don't they get annoying after a while? You know? Okay, Mayor. Like, if you are a grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, uncle, aunt, cousin, teacher, or neighbor, it's time to appreciate that little one's curiosity. It does. But just tell myself they're just learning. Yeah, it does. Because they can be asking you the same thing over. Hey, what's this? What's that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? For them, it's like their mind, it's working like constantly. Just want to soak up um life. They want to soak up the reality of things. But after a while, it can get so annoying. And because it's normal, it's a normal thing, because it's like imagine a kid just keep asking you questions, asking you the same questions again and again. And some days you can be sure I'll answer, but some days you can be like, oh, you're not in the mood. That's also a thing. Okay, this one now, let me see. This one now is, this topic says, a fitness influencer says out of shape people, men and women, don't deserve to date anyone. So what do you guys thoughts about that? She's saying that people who are out of shape do not deserve to date anyone. So basically, if you are out of shape, you shouldn't be dating. That's what she says. Um, so I'm gonna make you guys listen to this right here.
This might sound harsh, but I would never take advice from somebody who is overweight. Because if you're
Okay, she will never take advice from somebody who is overweight. That's what she says. Would you guys take advice from somebody who's overweight? I mean, food related advice, sure. But would you take advice from somebody who's overweight? What kind of advice? I mean, yeah, there are different things that you would take advice from. This is what she's saying.
your body clearly shows you make poor decisions, baby, you ain't got no business speaking into my.
Okay, she's saying that based on your body type, if you are a person that is overweight, so that means your body type, you are not disciplined, so which means you are not a person to be giving out opinions.
My life. I don't date men
Hello.
who aren't physically fit.
Okay. What do you guys thought about that? Like for me, I'm like, okay, there are you can learn from everybody. You can even learn from a child. So you can learn from everybody. But seeing the world like that, I guess is just her narcissism or just basically her mindset that said, okay, I cannot learn anything from someone who's overweight because of course they show maybe lack of discipline in some way in terms of their physicality or probably what they eat as well. Or it could have been some underlying health issues, but that's almost rarely the case. So, yeah, in some ways, for me, I'll disagree with that. I think that you can learn from everybody, but it's just that like you have to know what can you learn from someone. That's it. But she's also goes out her opinion, and that's yeah. So she also said that she doesn't date men who are out of shape. This one, I'm kind of like with her, to be honest.
Because if you would neglect yourself, you will also neglect me. And we ain't doing that. Call it what you want, but I do not believe a woman who is out of shape deserves to be in a relationship.
That part, did you guys hear what she said? She don't believe a woman that is out of shape deserves to be in a relationship. That part I disagree with. I mean, who are we to tell other people what should they be actually doing, or if they should be in a relationship or not? I mean, they will be because the Jamaican boys will go after them. So that's a done deal right there. But yeah, whether maybe it's just basically not her preference. We all have preferences, but it's like she's trying to put the preferences as if it's some everybody's way of life. But in the general way of seeing things, everybody, have their somewhat say their own person. But it's just that like if you are it's almost like you have to try to find what is your level or what is your equally yoked person. So
When it comes to love, there are rules one must abide by, and the first one is love thy neighbor as you love yourself. So if you cannot love yourself enough to make sure you are physically fit, emotionally fit, spiritually fit, baby, you are not qualified to love anybody else.
okay. I mean, yeah, that's a tough one because at the end of the day, still, love is not just based on size. It's not based on size of the person, but it's more of like the what the person want or what you are looking for in somebody else. But that's her point of view. That's her point of view. That's what it is. But anyway, so everyone have their preferences, and I think for her, her preference is to have a man that is fit and to be with someone that is fit. And that part I can agree with her. But when it comes to someone that is not fit, someone that is overweight, doesn't deserve to be in love or doesn't deserve love or shouldn't be searching for love, that's like some bullshit, to be honest. That's some bullshit. But that was her point of view. And let me see what the comments, what people are saying about this. She walks into a convo with Fair and she said, I never take advice from anyone who is overweight. Okay, so let me see. Somebody say I like her. I understand her because I refuse to date someone that is not working out. I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym 5 to 6 days a week, and we will be pump. We'll bump head eventually about how often I have to be there. That is true. That is true. It's like a lifestyle. I mean, it's better that you have and some lifestyle. Some people, if you're gonna date, then it's better that you find someone that you equally yoke with, someone that fits your lifestyle. Because if you are a gym person, you go into the gym 5 to 6 days a week. Some people might be like, "Oh, that's insecure. Oh, why do you live in the gym? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Why do you do that?" They wouldn't basically be able to understand. But someone who's going to the gym also would be able to understand why you're doing it, and that's okay because if you are a person who's going to the gym and you are dating someone who's not going to the gym, or it could be something else as well, or it's I do understand a lot of the time some people will say you try to pull your partner to go to the gym, or you try to make your partner be able to eat healthy or choose different food options as well. But sometimes people will turn out to just resent you for that. They will look at you in a different way. May I join you? What do you want to talk about? In what? I don't think. What's your name first? Wait, let me tell you this. User, what's your name? Hold on, hold on. Oh, Judy, let me tell you this. You're gonna be on YouTube. Your voice is gonna be on YouTube. So I don't know how you feel about Judy. Just your voice. So if you don't mind, you can send me the, yeah, okay, that's okay. All right, since you say it's okay, then send me the invitation again. If to anyone that loves you. Think exactly. That shouldn't be a problem. I don't see it anymore. Send me the invitation, then I okay. So I don't know if you're a real person, but let's see. Hello? Yeah, what's up? Okay. So just what I thought. But anyway, I got you quick. Um yeah, but the thing is, I do understand what you said. That's a taking care of yourself shouldn't be a problem for anyone that loves you. But that is true. But the thing is, people sometimes um you would think that, yeah, it would make sense, but you wouldn't imagine that people would be like, let's say for example, this person is saying that he goes to the gym 5 times to 6 times a week. Someone would be like, someone that or he or she is with, they probably say, why are you going to the gym so often? Why, like, you good, you fine? They try to try to say some things rather than saying, okay, let me go with you, or prepare your stuff, or let me help you. They'll try to give you some underlying comments, try to take you off your path, because people do. We have to be honest, we have to be realistic. People do these things. And one thing is for sure, and the person that is not going to the gym might feel that they are lacking, might feel that their insecurities might show. Because it's not always, especially if the person is not a gym goer, it's not always that somebody who doesn't go to the gym who would just see someone going to the gym and then say, "Oh, I want to go 5 to 6 days a week with you." And what about when they don't want to go 5 to 6 days a week? Then they'll be like, "Okay, let's do this instead. Let's do that instead." Do you have to always have to go to the gym? Then that's gonna be, that's gonna be an issue. That's gonna be somewhat, he or she is not there all day, right? No, 5 to 6 times. That's what I mean. You see. So what if he or she is there all day? That's the thing. That person would have to find someone that is there all day as well. I would come along, seem more fun. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Okay. Um, that goes. Somebody else says that goes both ways. Yeah, I mean, for sure it does. Absolutely love what you are saying. So most people love what she's saying. I can't diss someone that work out, because if they beat themselves up every day, what you think they finna do to me, according to her logic? That's not what her logic sounds like, to be honest. But some people always have a weird way of twisting things up. That was strange. Not being, I mean, you can try to understand it, but still, um, not being physically fit is negligence, though. Yeah. Working out to be fit is not the same as beating someone up. Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, people just trying to have a weird way of warping things into something and then say, this is what you mean, also. I will come out. Okay, I saw that already. I know, and absolutely right. Being You being sarcastic? No, well, that wasn't okay. Okay, okay, someone said I need a big man a long time ago. I needed a big man a long time ago, and he treated me very good. He spoiled me and gave me anything I wanted, along with respect me and being the perfect gentleman. He was also successful. Damn, that was okay, true. That was still irrelevant. Okay, she's speaking her truth. Okay, okay, somebody's like, she is not correct. This woman is on an ego run, and the fact she tries to quote the Bible to make it sound good. I to get make it sound good. I get the concept though. All right, people just slightly agree, but also disagree with her. It's like, yeah, it's a it's a different situation. But what do you guys think about this? There's this girl or this lady who's going on social media nowadays. She's saying that she hates using condoms and shames men for using condoms. Basically,
I had a big drought over the
she don't like no men that use condoms. She hates to use condom. She prefer it raw. Um
I had
okay, let me see this. This is what she says.
a big drought over the summer, and then I'm like re-entered a hoe era. Right now, the last two guys I've fucked like in the past month have suggested using condoms, and I'm like kind of being offended by the condom epidemic. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm allergic.
Yeah, I don't like them. I'm
No,
not.
who likes them? One, it kills the mood.
Do you guys, I mean, do you guys agree? Like, do you guys not like, she's saying about the condom era. Wasn't condom, was it like, so it's, what is she trying to do? She trying to get back to bareback era again? She's saying she don't like the condom era. She's like, she's in a, yeah, if a guy basically says, let's use a condom, it basically kills the mood for her. I mean, so it's like now the situation is shifted. It's like now a man is gonna be like, normally it would be a lot of men would be like, okay, well, I don't use a condom, but now it's like the girl was asking, yeah, no comment on her choice. Yeah, but I mean I do agree to a certain level. If you have been with the person for for some time, and you have that communication with them, you have that understanding with them, then that's fine. But if you just met the person, and then all of a sudden you like, okay, don't use that condom. I'm imagine myself. I'm imagine like I'm just met someone. I don't even know the girl that well, and then we're gonna do our thing, and then she says, you don't have to use a condom. Alarms will go in my head. I'll be like, okay, well, I don't even know you. I don't even know if you're safe. I don't know if you're trying to get a baby from me. I'm like, then like we didn't even talk about it, but now when we're in the heat of the moment, then we want to say don't do it. Like I do understand, yeah, it's gonna kill the moment, but why it's actually it would be her who's killing the moment, because even if we didn't talk about it, just say if we didn't talk about whether we're gonna okay, if she didn't even said that her preference is no condoms, then I'm supposed to just all of a sudden when we in the heat of the moment to say, oh, okay, you don't use the condoms, so yeah, like seriously. Mm. That's why you have one S partner is better. Yeah, well, most people don't have one S partners. But she was saying that she has two S partners. But don't but anyway. So
Okay, they're looking for a condom too. I don't want to have your fucking weird offspring baby. Like I have a stronger IUD than like Zeus. Like
okay, so was the guy supposed to know that she has IUD? And how many times does men have heard that, oh, I'm on the pill, oh, I'm using IUD, and then all of a sudden there's a baby come. Like it must have been, like how many guys who've been trapped by thinking thinking that the women were on the pill or was an IED. How can he know? Like just because she said he should believe like oh okay yeah yeah and what about diseases and what about her? Like she don't even know if the guy is carrying something. That's so like so unsafe, but nah.
We're not, pregnancy's not on the table. I don't want to have a child with you.
Okay, so I would assume that she actually spoke about this, that she don't want to have a child with him in the very beginning. She's on a different mode. If you have more, condom should be around always. Yeah, condom should be like around always, unless you have a conversation afterwards, like you have an agreement says you don't want to use it. But then that's a different topic altogether. Because if you so it sounds from the way that she's coming with this, it sounds like she didn't really communicate with the guys beforehand, let them know, okay, I'm using an IED, or these birth control devices that's inserted inside of her, and she's also not trying to have a baby, and she's safe, all of that. I mean, these are the preconditions through to having I got pregnant in the pills, so it doesn't always work. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't always work, but it would be better to know, right? It would be better to just not just say, just not even talk about it. It's not just pregnancy, though. Yeah, it's not that. It's not just that. But she's like saying, from her point of view, the way she's bringing this up is like she didn't even say all of these things, but she just expected the guy to just don't use a condom.
Or like 3, are you calling me a whore and are you trying to like protect?
Wait, she said 3. Are you calling me a whore? So now having relations with a woman, or having relations with a woman, and then having a condom means that she's a whore. What the hell? So basically, not using a condom means that she's not a whore. But she herself was saying that she's in the fuck girl era. She herself says that she's in a slut era. Like what does that like what part? Where do we take this from? What part are we gonna take as serious from her? She said that, yeah. She said that she's in a then what does that mean? Like does it mean that she a whore? I guess that's what it means. Yeah, she's confusing.
Yourself from STDs I might have.
Did you ever ask them, like, why are you doing this?
Yes.
What have they said?
This happened to me like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, look at you looking for a condom and like how it's ruining the mood. And
My God. Guys need to stay away from that, because that's a pile of problem right there.
also, like, why do you need one?
Why do you need one?
What'd he say?
He just like thought it was practicing responsible sex and
Yeah.
boundaries with him, and I was like, blah 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 blah.
Do you tell him to grow up?
I got the ick. I haven't talked to him since.
Oh, she said she haven't talked to him since. Well,
I had a big drought over the summer, and then I'm like re-entered a hoe era.
look, this is the thing. She was saying, what do you think that who do you think? She was like, you grab a condom? Who do you think that I am? A whore? But then she started these conversations that she's saying that she had a whole era. This is ludicrous. I hope she doesn't come back saying she got yeah, like exactly. Exactly. And then she come back saying, "Oh, I'm pregnant. It's your baby." Like kind of craziness is that? Like sheesh, bro. Like but anyway, so um dang, this is a big pile of problems right there waiting to happen. Aye, aye. Okay, what else? When okay, so I found this article. I didn't read it yet. I haven't gone through it yet, but we're gonna do this live. So why when a woman doesn't want to use an external or internal condom? So what should she do? This is a recent article that was published this month. So, key takeaway from this article is some women find condoms uncomfortable because of inadequate lubrication, latex allergies, or sensitivity to certain spermicides. Okay. I mean, do you guys have any problems with condoms, by the way? Latex allergies. How many people are actually allergic to latex? I mean, if you're allergic to latex, it's like there are different type of condoms you could use. But or lubrication. You're allergic to latex. What does it do to you? Like, what does it do? This yeah, the smell sometimes can be like so rubbery, to be honest. But what does it do to you? Um, lubrication switching. Okay, this is a situation or the solution if you're allergic to latex. Switching to non-latex condom using lots of lubrication irritation, and avoid non-nylon or can nylon 9 can help make condoms more comfortable and start to hurt. Oh, like that. Yeah. Oh, okay. So there are non-latex condoms that you could use. Let me see. Okay, external and internal condoms are two of the best ways to make safe sex. Unfortunately, not everyone likes to use these common contraceptives. Um, Many people assume it is always the partner with the penis who is reluctant to use condoms, but that's not necessarily the case. So many, I mean, they could have said they say many people assume that it's a man who doesn't want to use condom. That that couldn't that's not the truth. That's what they're saying. It's not the case that most women and people across the gender spectrum may avoid using them for certain reasons. Okay. I don't know about people from across. So, all right. So there are different ones. Okay, reason not to use condoms. There are many reasons why women avoid condoms. I mean, for one reason is that probably it's better to go raw. Um, there's no obstructions. Okay, survey shows that causes can vary from based on age, race, and woman's relationship status. Other factors include stigmatization of condom use and misperception about condoms' effectiveness. Really, I mean, stigmatization of condom use. This is really crazy. I mean, didn't we all get like sex education where they show you how to put a condom on or what the condom looks like? I mean, parents, don't your parents give you your first? I don't know about you guys. Did your parents give you your first condoms, or they'll talk to you about sex, or give you some signal or something about it? Certain attitudes and beliefs affect women's decision to use condoms. School did, yeah, school did. For me, school did, parents did. In survey, women don't use condom consistently, often report that. Okay, yes, because I mean, I do understand women, they say mostly women don't use condoms because they feel that condoms are unnecessary. Some women underestimate their risk of sexual transmitted disease or STIs and assume that certain STIs like HIV are associated with other groups such as gay or bisexual men. And they may also believe that pulling out the pull out method is enough to prevent STI and or pregnancy. That is not true. That is not true. Boys, for all the guys, I mean, also the ladies, the pull out method, you have to have a guy that is good at pulling out. Also it doesn't prevent STIs or STDs, for example. My mom was wait till I married, that was her advice. Yeah, that was her advice. I mean, isn't that's mostly the advice of yeah, Afro moms for real. That's the common advice. But yeah, it is their common advice. But so the pull-out method doesn't prevent STIs. But I don't know. Most people don't really care about STIs. They don't really care about or think about it, to be honest. But it's not only they think it's because of bisexual or gay men. It's not true. It's not true. They say also another reason condoms are uncomfortable. Yeah, it can be. Some women don't like condoms because they make sex uncomfortable or even painful. Ah, okay. Condom misuse is one of the more common reasons for this. Condom misuse. Okay. I guess condoms are not comfortable. Yeah, they are not comfortable. But there are some that are comfortable. Maybe the guy is not choosing the right condoms. Maybe that's what it is. But also condoms ruin sex. That's a true thing. To some women, the act of putting on condoms ruin the spontaneity of sex. Yes, but again, you gotta practice safe sex. This is especially true if one or both partners don't know how to use condoms. When he has to wait, it's like, hold it. And he's taking minutes. When you were in the heat of the moment, he has to take so long to just, yeah, it is. That's why it's called the heat of the moment. So it takes a lot of self-discipline and to be able to say, wait, I'm gonna put on a condom, to be honest. Condom reduce sensitivity. Yeah, it is true, but yeah. Compared to skin contact, some women complain that condoms, especially internal condoms, reduce sensitivity. External condoms can also taste bad if used for oral sex. I mean, yeah. Then they should get like a flavored condoms. But who does oral sex with condoms, though? Yeah. Who does that? Some people do. Condoms say bad thing. I mean, if you do oral sex with condom, is it the same thing? Yeah. I need to think about this question before I ask. Condoms say bad things about you. Some women believe that asking a partner to use condom is akin or equal to judging them for previous sexual partners. But you're not a virgin, like at this point. How are we judging you? You're not, it's not like this is your first time. How is that judging? Like seriously. It's like asking, do you want a spoon? Like, do you want a fork? Are you gonna use a do you want a knife for your meal? Like, is that judging though? But on the flip side, some women fear that using condom brand as being unfaithful, diseased, or promiscuous. Or promiscuous. Nah, I don't see it like that. I don't know if some men will see it like this, but I don't see it like that. Like if you're gonna use your condom, then it's yeah, it's called being safe. I don't see it like that. It's Nah. I think they're overthinking it in that sense though. Because if you are not a how you call it, a virgin, then there's no way men would not assume that, okay, even if with a virgin, you would want to use a condom. If you don't want to get pregnant. But I guess these are all real, at the end of the day, these are all real concerns. So this is the way that it is. If condoms cause pain, um, what you could do is it's a long article, y'all. Use lots of lubricant. That's one thing. Switch to non-latex condoms. That's another one. Avoid nanonal 9. So this is something is in the condom. Frequently asked question. Can you have safe sex without condoms? Typically, safe sex involves barrier protection and reduction in the number of sex partners. And a reduction in the number of sex partners. In the end, condoms can greatly reduce but not eliminate the transmission of STR. I mean, we all know that already. Okay, but one thing is for sure, safe sex with condoms is much better. Why do women avoid condoms? But it is way better if you want it, if, especially if you don't know the person, and if it's I do understand people can overthink the situation, thinking that, yeah, people, the man or the person, well, the man that you are having sex with is thinking probably you are promiscuous and all of these things, but he don't know you like that. So you can have your thoughts about that, but he doesn't know you. Um, so I mean, at the end of the day, we all, whether man or woman, we all love bareback or skin to skin. But there was this situation that Kevin Hart is going through. Since for all the mothers in here, for all the mothers in here, do you guys find this is a good question to ask Kevin Hart? They ask Kevin Hart, gay son or thought daughter or spot daughter.
Would you rather have a gay son or a thought daughter?
This lady asked him, he's on a panel, and she's asking him this question. Would you rather have a gay son or a tough daughter? So like a whore-ish, a daughter that is a whore-ish, who have whore tendencies. And this is the question that she asked him, like with a serious face and expecting him to answer this question. It's like asking you, would you like rather have a gay son or a whore daughter? Kind of question is that? But this is what his response is.
I would rather have two healthy kids. Like, doesn't matter to me.
You rather have two healthy kids. But the question that people would ask sometime is like so problematic because like I mean when parents or people are thinking about having kids, they don't think about okay, I want my kids to be gay or not. I mean, maybe there might be the case. It might be the case, but that's not like it's not like the normal norm of asking, or do you want your daughter to be a whore? I mean, who thinks like that?
Two healthy children. And the fact that you have to like put them in those categories says a lot about who you are.
Oh no, don't you dare!
I'm just telling you, I think the real problem is in the thinker, not the answerer. The thinker. Maybe you should just ponder on that for a second.
Which
That is true. Because a lot of the time, some question that people will ask you is like, it is really a great answer. A really, really great. That was a masterful answer right there. Because sometimes when people will ask you a question that's like, okay, what kind of question is that? Like, who would be thinking, what parent who's sitting and thinking, okay, I want to have a daughter and I want my daughter to be the biggest slut ever. Like, you know, there might be, but that's not generally the case. Like, that's not the norm. But you're gonna ask a question like that, it's like you gotta check yourself for asking this question. Like, what were you thinking about for going to that far to ask, to think about a question like this and ask it and to someone like that? And he already have kids, but I somebody says I love how he package her right up. Yeah, I mean, it's a strange question. She asked, and she make it seem like she asked a very serious question, like "I got you," type of question. It was a trap. He got one of the best team in the game. Yeah, it was definitely a trap. That's what she thinks about. Yeah, about why make no sense. Yeah, yeah, it was a trap. It was a trap question. It's like trying to get him in. Yeah, it's a stupid question to be honest. Because now we gotta think about like her for asking that type of question. What kind of person could you be to ask a person? Would you have a? I mean, are you a kid at this point? Can't you have someone that is so a comedian? You can have so many other things you could ask him, but you want to ask him something that is so somewhat so weird. Um, okay, so let me see. This is the perfect response because answering it could have gone left. Because I mean, if you ask any parent, they will be like they want a healthy children or a healthy child. They're not thinking about this. Oh, I want my child to be, or they probably want the child to be, the greatest that they can ever be, not about their sex. Yeah. Yeah. It's a crazy thing. Okay, so is your brother? Yeah, it's a really a crazy thing. I don't know if any of you would think like that though. Maybe I might be wrong. Maybe I might be wrong in the chat. And does any of you think like that? But I know you don't think like that. I've already saw it's a trap indeed. But I don't know if any of you think like that. That you think that okay, I want to have a child, and I want my child to be like this. Mm. But okay, I think the last thing I wanna show is, let me see, another year.
Here's something really interesting. Men often rated women.
Okay, this is about men and women relationships, but this is about saying natural look. Men can tell. Men can tell. More often rated women as more attractive. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I'm gonna think about it as well. As a man, from a man point of view.
As more attractive when they couldn't detect any makeup on their faces. Here's something really interesting. Men often rated women as more attractive when they couldn't detect any makeup on their faces compared to the same women who was obviously wearing makeup. And part of this has to do with human biology. And researchers found that when the makeup is subtle or
So basically, it's saying that men prefer a woman that is have a natural look, basically. Yeah, I would agree to that to a certain degree. I would agree to that because we not the as men, I don't ask my woman to put on makeup. I would be like, hey, go put on some makeup. Nah.
detectable, this often elicits the natural beauty bias. And this is really important since natural beauty is tied to two instincts, one of health as well as fertility. And even if the look was created with mascara as well as concealers, men's brains can't tell the difference. And it's a reason why across
Yeah.
multiple.
But that's true because a lot of the time we cannot tell the difference if a woman has makeup or not. But although it brings out the looks, but I'm not saying that makeup is not we don't appreciate it, but it's just like for us it's like it's almost the same. The man I know do, they prefer natural but don't mind some makeup if it's make her feels good. Yeah, I mean true. True, because but the thing is, don't pretend to ask about makeup. A lot of the time, sometimes even like for me and my past relationship, I would like they'll ask me, what do you find about this makeup? What do you think about this? I'm like, wait, I think it looks nice on you, but it's not really something that I'm really interested at. It really means nothing to me, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's yeah. Yeah, so it's basically it's a woman's decision at the end of the day, but most men don't really care, to be honest. Most men, we prefer our woman to just come as she is. And some men, I mean, it depends what you're doing, of course. It depends what you're gonna be doing.
Study, a light and well-blended makeup beat a full glam every single time. And men are actually really bad at telling whether or not women actually have makeup on, and they get this right about 30% of the time, unless it comes to heavy makeup. And heavy makeup often elicits a different instinct for the majority.
Yeah, heavy makeup can be heavy makeup is like seen to be too much, to be honest. Like, it's like a masquerade.
Of men. In fact, men often rate the same women now with more makeup on as less trustworthy as well as
Yeah,
more
yeah,
intimidating.
yeah.
And some researchers believe that's because the beauty now feels constructed rather than natural. And
Natural.
keep in mind that the human brain judges beauty rather quickly, and when the beauty feels effortless, the brain often treats it as a positive signal. However, if
True.
the beauty feels constructed, the man often jumps into social judgment mode. And to some degree, the psychology
Oh, true. That's true. Because too much can there's a thin line between enough or just very highlighting just your natural looks. Then there's a thin line between that and there's a thin line between too much, to be honest. So it's all about finding the balance. But yeah, all men, but they don't mind. But is it rarely that men would ask, his woman to wear makeup? I don't know, but it's just like something that we just learn to accept, I guess. What is
also
just one of
applies to
those
other
things.
elements such as lip fillers as well as plastic surgery. And the more undetectable that you can get it, the more positive the reactions, at least from men.
Okay, all right, all right. But most of us we don't really care about these things.